So your publicist, exactly what? So who do you work with? What do you do?
So when I first moved there, I worked at the Apollo Theater, and so it was basically getting exposure, putting out our messaging. Whenever you see something on the news or in the newspaper, it was me getting it in there.
Really?
And so right now, I work with a show. It's called Once on This Island, and it just won a Tony for Best Revival Musical. And I just work with different organizations. Like right now, I'm also working with Disney on Broadway, and they're more about just awareness for the organization and what they're doing. Yeah.
Interesting. There's been a lot, of course, going on. I mean, entertainment right now is blending into politics a lot. Even things that aren't political are getting politicized.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of influencers and what is this? A lot of celebrities are having more of a voice because of social media and just different things. So there's a lot of people have more of a voice now to express their differences, and their opinions. And isn't that what America is all about?
Yes, it is, but there's a certain responsibility for people that have a public presence. And a lot of them are being, I feel, and probably rightfully so, are being used, just like they would be used as they were actors. For one, most of them are not schooled in the things they're talking about. The opinions they get are pretty much, and I've talked to entertainers out here that were not of a liberal bend that said they have to keep their opinions themselves to get a job. So, the political bias is another form of excluding people, which is just another form of racism, or another way of. In other words, it's not being inclusive. It's being you're walling people off. So it's having that. So I'm seeing the liberals who are professing to be inclusive at the same time will cut you off if you don't think like that. You can't get a job.
But then what I do appreciate about it is that it gives the little man a voice. It does. Because
the entertainers are typically not the little men.
Well,
we're talking about people in the public eye.
I'm saying it in the sense that they are they're able to speak for some of their followers and their fans who are considered the little man.
Again, what gives them the right? If they are indoctrinated into an ideology they know little about or are being used as tools.
What gives them the right is the fact that there's freedom of speech.
Yes, but what gives them the right to be the authorities? I'm saying they are not authorities on the subjects they are talking about.
But who really is an authority on those subjects?
The one people I speak to out here, the border guards that I speak to, the people in the government that I speak to, the ones that are actually implementing the policies.
So you're saying that just because they're not politicians, they shouldn't speak on it?
No, I'm saying they could speak on it, but they should know what in the hell they're speaking about.
But they do think that they know.
But the ideology is when the point that liberals are restricting free speech of conservatives. I mean, just look at the play right now they got in New York, where where they stab a guy that looks like Donald Trump to death on stage.
I think that was Public Theater, the Public Theater.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, if we had a show where someone stabbed what looked like Barack Obama on stage, would that be acceptable?
But who says that it wasn't acceptable? That it was acceptable, I mean.
Well, I'm looking at, as of this morning, 134 documented instances of violence.
I love how passionate you are about it, because I'm also passionate about it, but I feel like we can still speak at a level where we're not. So,
well, indeed, but I'm bringing up 134.
No, I'm just talking about the level of speech, like you're really raised right now. And I know you have me on camera.
Yeah.
So what is this used for? the cameras?
Well, like any celebrity has the right to use free speech and get their opinion across, I use what tools I have.
Well, no,
and when I run across people that have influence, like publishers from New York, publicists
Yeah.
from New York, who have the ability to guide public opinion by what is seen by the public,
Yeah.
I have to question, one, why the ideological bend to restrict conservative speech, and then at the same time have the hypocrisy to say we're all inclusive. I mean,
I was just asking about what you're using the cameras.
I just have a YouTube channel.
Oh, really cool. Do you have a card?
Oh,
So
sure.
I can check you out?
Yeah,
But I will say this.
it's on the back of this get out of jail free card. From
What I
Hillary
do
Clinton.
love is the fact that we, with different opinions, can speak
That's why I'm
to
here.
each other and be able to talk to each other.
That's
about
exactly
these
why
types
I'm
of
here.
things,
So
you know?
we can, you see,
Yeah.
because otherwise they put us in channels. If we don't go outside of our comfort zone and speak to other people of
Yeah.
different opinion, we just wind up getting used. Then.
Exactly.
And that's why I think a lot of the entertainers that's the trap they're in. They're in their little cocoons. It's an echo chamber. I mean, you cannot deny that New York is very liberal. You cannot deny that the West Coast, Los Angeles, San Francisco is very liberal. That's where most of the entertainment centers are.
Right.
So consequently, the people that have influence by being public figures are going to be used by the powers that be to control the masses.
So what do you think about the fact that with the enhancements of social media and how, because me as a publicist, I've seen this for a long time, in terms of journalism and power and influence, a lot of everyday people now have a lot of influence, like you yourself with your YouTube channel. So how do you feel about that? It's not just, I can't really say that it's just the entertainers who are able to speak their opinion, because we're getting it on both sides. I feel, we're getting it on both sides.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say all sides, because it's not just liberal, it's not just conservative. I really don't like to believe in all of that stuff. To put me in a box of I'm over here, I'm over there.
Thank
it's
you.
about.
Well, this is the New Orleans coming out of you. This is the New Orleans, because the thing about the New Orleans people is because they've lived so close together.
Yeah.
And things like Mardi Gras, which put us all together, and we make fun of the powers that be.
Yeah.
See, that's in your DNA. That's there. That's your DNA.
Because I have some beliefs that are liberal, but I also have some beliefs that are conservative. And so I'll never let anyone, and I think at the end of the day, it comes back to the person who's taking in this information. They need to be able to think for themselves, and based on their experiences and what they're faced with, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
I couldn't agree any more with everything you just said.
Yeah.
Now, indeed, the advent of the internet and the free expression and exchange of ideas that we can now have instantly has upset the entire apple cart.
Okay.
Because before this, it was always these guys that controlled the message.
Right.
Well, that's why, when you're looking at it now, that's why they're trying to destroy or gain control of the internet now to corral this free speech we're having, this ability to control, to really, because
I agree with this.
Yes.
Not this, not that, but
exactly. Exactly. You see, that's why I say getting in those echo chambers or falling into those tunnel vision things.
Right.
That's where the powers that be will do this. They go ahead and they'll keep us apart. Oh, I'm a Democrat, or I'm a this, I'm a that, right. I'm a that, and I'm this. Instead of let's find common ground. Because the one thing hopefully, unless you're a psychopath, we all have in commonalities. We all live in peace.
Yeah.
We all get along. Have a good time.
Give us all a drink. Look, we'll all be dancing together, right? Lights are off. It doesn't matter what color, where you're from, whatever.
Exactly. We're all, we're all bleed red. We're all.
Yes. Yeah. I enjoyed this conversation, and I want to say it was very nice meeting you. And I look forward to checking out your YouTube channel.
Yeah, please do.
What's your name?
Badass Uncle Sam.
Nice meeting you, badass.
And what is your name?
Cinda.
Cinda.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. I
It's
swear
been
to God.
so nice.
Yes.
You have a good day.
All right.